Hi everybody, it is me once again, and this is another how animes have impacted me. So, let's jump into it. This episode, if you want to call it an episode, is going to be about Dragon Ball Z, which a lot of you know that I enjoy a lot, number one. But what it is I'm going to talk about Dragon Ball Z, but I'm also going to talk about the whole entire thing, like the whole franchise, okay? The whole enchilada will be talked about a little bit. So I first want to say that how I got into this anime, and then I'm going to tell you how it's impacted me. So how I got into it is probably one of the most easiest and probably boring normal stories that people have about this sort of thing. Usually people get into anime or really anything from a friend or a family member. This particular anime was introduced through older siblings that I have. So basically we would just it would just be on the TV pretty much, and I would kind of look at it, look away, you know, that whole ordeal when you're younger. But the saga that I remember the most is probably, and I've probably mentioned this story before, but I'm just going to tell you again. I remember the Boo saga really well because, first of all, it was airing at the time that I was a little bit older and could understand, what was happening. A little bit older being, I want to say maybe 6 or maybe 7. That's probably not right. I'm sure that's probably not right. But I was a little bit older like that I could kind of comprehend a little bit of what was happening. So I would sit and I would see that on Cartoon Network, and I would watch that, and then I would watch whatever's on afterwards, that sort of thing. But I remember that. I also remember, let's see, I don't really, okay, let me backtrack a little. I remember the Boo saga, but I remember the most where Gohan was dressing up as his, I'm going to call it alter ego. You don't even have to call it that if you don't want to, but I'm going to. He was like a superhero of sorts, if you want to call it that. First, he was supposed to be the, I think they called him the Yellow Fighter or something like that. And then he became the Saiyan Man. Everyone knows that, clearly. Duh, if you've watched it, you know. But I remember that really vividly because I remember thinking that was hilarious for some reason, having a, which it still is, having a superhero and them doing poses and stuff like that. That's funny to me. I don't know. So I do remember that. And then as I got a little older, I kind of fell out of that. It was still sort of there in that sense. And as I mentioned in a previous video with Naruto, I didn't really get back into the swing of actually watching anime until I think 18, I believe. I watched they used to play Death Note and Inuyasha and stuff like that at night, and I would watch that. But what I'm saying is getting into the full swing of everything, I didn't get back into that until I was 18, and as I said, I'm 21, so it took a while. So that's basically what I remember about Dragon Ball Z is the Boo saga the most. I remember we had movies. I still have some of the VHS tapes, by the way. I don't know if I've shown those before. I might have. I think I have. If I haven't, I will, but I'm not going to in this video. So yeah, I remember that sort of thing, and I remember obviously watching Pokemon with my older siblings, but I remember that a little bit. Anyway, so now we're going to get into the how it's impacted me as a person. So in Z, you have this constant thing about wanting to get power and I guess growing as a person, or in their case as a Saiyan. And it's basically just if you work hard, you will get some kind of result. And I believe that. I think if you work hard enough, you can pretty much do anything you want. If you work hard at it and you have a passion for it and you want to do something bad enough, if you put your mind to it, yes, you can achieve it. So there's that part of it, but there are things like there would be times that stuff would go wrong in the series, and it's kind of like, okay, well, this went wrong, but it taught me this. So you can learn a lesson from everything and come back stronger, is what it showed me. And also, you have sort of like, you have doubt from maybe the villains or something. When they're fighting, they have sort of doubt, and people like Goku or Vegeta or something, they're like, okay, you know, whatever, you are gonna lose, that sort of thing. So basically, if someone has doubt in you, you don't let that define you. You become greater than that, and you become a better person, and you work your hardest at, again, whatever goal you want to achieve. So there's that. It also showed me that it's okay to you know, have a little bit of pride in yourself, in what you do. So it's okay to be that way, but it's also okay to have a little bit of humility. It's okay to not achieve something, because in the long run, it's like, as I mentioned, you're going to learn from that. You're going to grow as a person. You're going to learn as a person. And another thing, so I didn't really like get into the Dragon Ball like original series, but I've seen episodes of it. But see, it came on before I was like even born, so I'm kind of, I don't know a whole lot about that, but I do know that it meant a lot for a lot of people. And again, just like me with Naruto, or even with, you know, Z, it's like, I'm sure it has its lessons as well. But I just wanted to share that little bit about Dragon Ball Z. And yes, I am currently still watching Super, but I'm watching it on Toonami, so I'm behind really bad. And the reason that I'm watching it on Toonami is because I enjoy the like voice actors of Goku and Vegeta for the like dubbed. I love the voice actors, so I love Sean and Chris. Yes, I know their names, because I'm just that bad, I guess, into a fandom. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you watched this and maybe it reminded you of your childhood, or maybe you're kind of thinking about some of that stuff now. I'm sure there's other ways that this anime has impacted me, but those were the ones that I could recall off the top of my head as far as an impact goes. And there'll be more of these. I'm going to make this into a series where I talk about an anime and tell you how it's impacted my life in some way, or what it has taught me. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of these videos or any other videos that I make. I post a new one every Saturday, and it's always a surprise because you never know what kind of video I'm going to post, which is the fun of this channel. So make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss out on that. Also, like this video like this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below something about Z or the Dragon Ball franchise in general. Make sure you say whatever's on your mind as far as that goes, or really any other anime. That's totally cool. You could talk about your favorites as a kid, your favorites as an adult. Let's just talk, shall we? If you want to message me on any of my social media accounts, the links to them are down below. Just click and send me a message. Other than that, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next Saturday. Bye.